All right, I'm back with Turismo because today was supposed to be a Crash Bandicoot day, but based on where I left off on that level that was all the climbing and the sliding staircases and stuff, I was like, I don't think I have that in me today. Because I've been playing a game called Alien Isolation, which you'll eventually see on my reviews. And I reviewed the book a number of months back, and that's why I bought the game once I found out there was a game based on the book, or vice versa, whatever it was. But it's one of those games where you're not like a colonial marine who has all sorts of kit and you're taking the aliens on sort of thing, you know. You don't really have many weapons, and you know, most of the time you're just sneaking around and you have to outwit the alien by hiding, crouching, sneaking, you know, so it's a very stealthy kind of game, right? It's not, there's lots of action and it's a really cool game, but you're not engaging the alien with weapons and stuff. So it's really tricky, and it's really stressful too, right? Because you're always being hunted by this goddamn thing, and, you know, and it's just, yeah, so I only had so much frustration and stress, video game stress in me today after my session this morning on Isolation. So I was like, I'm just gonna play Turismo and do some simple racing, right? Like, there's nothing stressful about this. Well, sometimes there can be, but yeah, so that's why I'm doing this instead. But if you have a PS3 and like the Alien franchise, oh, get Alien Isolation. It is amazing. And the storyline's awesome too. Like, I won't spoil it until I review it, but really cool storyline. And the graphics too, and the gameplay, it looks more like a PS4 game versus a PS3. I don't know if it was a late release on the PS3, because it looks really, really good. Like, it's a good looking game. And like I said, gameplay, it plays really well as well. Like, it's just a very well built game. And yeah, I've enjoyed every second of it, you know. Other than the stress, of course. Oh shit, I just missed it. If I don't get a gold the first time, I'll try it a second time, because then I'm used to, you know, what's going on, what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, no. First attempt was better. Huh. Watch this. Oh shit. I thought I could maybe fudge that a little. If I can just edge out this ghost by a little bit, I'll probably get it, because I was really close. Yeah, no stress, right? Technically that's a bit of cheating, but... Oh, penalty. Oh, okay. No. Silver's gonna have to do then. So yeah. Well, that's good to know that you're not allowed to fucking do that. Yeah, so I've actually had a very successful video game morning. I made a huge breakthrough on isolation. I was really stuck at this area where you're on this station that's been taken over by a nest and you're trying to find answers on something, but all you find is death and craziness. And at this point in the game, I found their nest down by the reactor, and I had to blow the reactor to try and get rid of the nest, sort of thing, right? And so I was down in their nest in these, you know, in these tunnels, sneaking around, and it's like if you make any sort of noise, like if you decide to run, or if you know, shoot a face hugger with your shotgun or whatever, you know, the noise attracts the aliens, right? Jesus. So, like, you got to be really careful and whatever, and so I was in these tunnels and stuff trying to make progress, and literally the save stations were probably 200 feet apart through this little section of tunnel I had to crouch through and stuff like that. But with the nest and how many aliens there were, it just took me so long to just get that little bit and elude them, right? And it took me so many tries, and I was getting so frustrated. But I managed to finally do it this morning, and it was just like, oh, thank God. And then once I got out of that little section and I got into the reactor control room, like, then I made tons of progress. You know, and it's not only the alien that you have to deal with, but the station has these rogue androids, and if they catch you, you're done. Like, they're so powerful, right? They just break your neck, throw you around, whatever, stomp on your face, and you're done. So a regular handgun doesn't do anything against them unless you empty 1 billion rounds into them. Yeah, maybe. Shotgun is pretty good. Usually 3 or 4 blasts to the head takes care of them. So, like, it takes a lot, right? Flamethrower does dick all against them. They can burn for a long time before they die, right? So, but I did recently find a bolt gun, which this thing kind of winds up and then fires a really high projectile bolt at them. So if you wind it up all the way and hit them right in the head, it's a one shot, right? So when I got out of the nest and into the reactor control room, there was 4 androids that came at me right away. And then once I got done the task I had to do in the reactor control room, then 4 more came, right? So, and I had just enough ammo. I had 1 bolt left over at the end of it all. So, but yeah, like I said, just really well-crafted, fun game to play. But yeah, so I made a ton of progress today, just a ton of good progress on that. And then I'm playing another Ratchet and Clank game on the PS2. That, of course, I'll be reviewing eventually. And on that one, too, I made a ton of really good progress. So it's been a good morning overall. And I didn't want to push my luck and play Crash Bandicoot because I knew where I was on that game. You know? And I thought, Jesus, I don't want to ruin my morning getting into one of those levels and just raging against the machine, right? Oh no! Oh well. I'll take the silver. On the full lap attack, I don't really give a shit. So yeah, and now here I am playing Turismo, so. Deco. Deco. And I'd love to beat this game, get everything completed on this at some point in the near future and put that away. I think I got a couple more car themed games to play after this one, so I'd like to get going on one of them after this is done. One of the games is like a pure, oh shit, more of like a regular racing kind of game. Not a simulator like this, but more of a racing game. And the other one is a bit of a crazy, more crazy kind of car game. Fuck, why can't I do this now? Shit. Yeah, I usually like to have like shit! One car game going on, one action game going on, one platformer game going on, like at any given time, right? So whenever one of those falls, I grab the next one of that category and get going on it right away. So. Nope. Fuck! I just whipped through it my first time. Now I'm overthinking it because I'm trying to gain, you know, half a second or whatever, right? There we go. Yeah, so I'm excited to finish this one because I'm really excited for the next two car games I got going. And I'm excited to finish Jedi Fallen Order as well because I'm very excited about the next one that I got after that one. It's a Game of the Year winner in the recent few years back or whenever it was. I don't remember exactly, but James played it as soon as we got it. And it didn't take him long to beat it, so I don't think it's a long game, which will be nice after playing a kind of a long marathon like Fallen Order, right? But he said he also didn't, you know, try and collect all the extras and all that stuff, right? Like, so I don't think he, you know, he got all the collectibles and stuff like that. So depending on how hard they are to find and stuff like that, usually I like to try and get as much stuff as I can. Some games are easier than others in terms of, okay, there's a way to locate them and find where they are. It's just a matter of going out and getting them. Whereas other games are like, it's just random, right? You luckily happen upon them, right? On games like that where you just randomly happen upon them, I don't really try to get them all. I'll just collect what I can along the way, but I'm not just randomly traipsing through the game over and over again just to get a bunch of shit I don't know where it is, right? Like, but like on a game like a Lego game, right? in the end, you eventually find, you know, or unlock red bricks, which give you, you know, the mini kit detector, the gold brick detector, right? Like, definitely. You know, so you are able to. Oh, this has not been great. You are able to eventually collect everything, right? And cool, that was terrible. Well, at least I've secured the bronze, but let's give that a retry. Now you got the pressure of staying off the fucking grass, right? Like, easier said than done, right? Like, sometimes you want to go up on the grass and shave it. A couple of seconds off your time, right? Shit! Oh no! I had it! That was gonna be perfect. Unless even having an inch of your wheel on the grass frigs you for that, I don't know. I'll be happy with a silver on this one. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can do 300ths of a second off of that. Good enough. Say that a lot in my life. Good enough. And I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty on my PS3 games too. We're getting played through most of them right now. Jimmer and I have 2 games we're working on the PS3 right now. 1 sports game as usual. You know what that'll be. And one action game, which is very closely related to one of the other games I'm playing right now. So, and both of those have been really good. But on my PS3 games, like I had a massive stack of them from a couple of years back, and we're finally starting to see kind of the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, right? There's 1 game left. Failed. There's 1 game left, which what I kind of have in terms of the action games on the PS3 right now, I have a stack of Ratchet and Clank games on the PS3 because I've wanted to explore that whole series, right? From did not finish to gold. I didn't know they had made so many Ratchet and Clank games, so when I started researching it a couple years back, and I used to go to Game Cycle all the time because it was right down the road from my old job. I just started filling out my Ratchet and Clank collection, right? So I got all the originals that were left on the PS2 that I didn't have, and then I got as many as I could find on the PS3. I think there's only 1 I'm missing, and when I go online to look at it, it's like $100. Like it's Quest for Booty, I think it is. I haven't looked at it for a while. Maybe I should check. But so I've gone and filled those out. So like I said, I'm working on a PS2 one right now. So I don't want to start these Ratchet and Clank games on the PS3 until I'm done this one, right? So I want to play them all sequentially, right? So I've got at least 3 to play on the PS3 from that series. Which will all be coming, but there's 1 game left, I think, outside of the Ratchet and Clank series in terms of my action games that I'm really, really, really excited to play. And it's gonna come after Isolation, I believe, because like I said, I think of my action games, all I have left are Ratchet and Clank games outside of this other one that I'm super excited about, so. And it's very closely related, that game, to one of my video series that I post regularly. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm not going to give you any hints, but when you see me review this game eventually, you'll go, oh yeah, that's right in his fucking wheelhouse, right? So yeah, I'm working through a ton of games lately and having some real good luck, real good progress lately, so that's always good. There's nothing worse than putting in a fucking hour on a game and you literally have nothing to show for it. I didn't make one save today, right? Like, didn't even move a foot in this game, right? Oh, it just pisses you off. It's like, I should have fucking played something else, right? And that's why today I was like, I just don't have a good feeling about Crash Bandicoot. I don't think I'm gonna, after my stressful alien morning, I just don't think I got it in me to making any good progress on that game today, right? Knowing the type of level that awaits me on it, you know. Boom, bitch! Once I'm through all these modes and stuff, I'm gonna go out and buy some cars just to have them. But I don't want to go out and buy them now because I don't know what kind of cars I'm gonna be getting as my gift cars for completing these events and stuff, right? I don't want to go out and buy one and then I get one for free and then I go and sell the one I bought for less than half the price, right? So then I'll have to make the decisions of, do I splurge on a couple really good expensive cars or just get a bunch of cheaper ones that are still good? Like, just collect my favorites, right? Like, obviously I'm finally going to buy a Ferrari F40, you know, one of my favorite cars of all time. Obviously, I'm gonna get one of those. I think I've already got some Vipers, right? A couple different varieties, maybe even a few. So I don't think I'll have to really go Viper shopping per se. But I'm basically gonna buy, like, my favorite car brands. If I had to pick my overall favorite car, it would probably be a Viper. I really like the Vipers. Just something about that car, just, you know, hoo-wee, right? Like, I just blew it right there. I'll see how I do though, just to see. Oh, for fuck, nope. That's the thing, you do all these turn by turn, but it's hard to put it all together and remember, okay, this one comes after this one, blah, 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 right? But like my favorite overall car, probably I'd have to say the Viper, but my favorite brands in general, like Dodge isn't one of my favorite brands when it comes to nice cars, right? Like, I really like the Viper, but outside of that, I mean, I like Chargers and Challengers and stuff like that, but the Viper's obviously the prize in their collection. But overall, my favorite brands after that, it would probably be a really close race between Porsche and Ferrari. Like, those are my two kind of probably favorite overall brands. I really like Lamborghinis too, but not quite as much as those other two. So, like I said, obviously I'm gonna get a Ferrari F40 because that's one of my all-time favorite cars. When I was in the Ferrari dealership earlier in this game, I never noticed a Testarossa. I'd love to have a Testarossa, but I don't think they had one. But I'll probably buy as many Ferraris as I can decently afford. Like, if there's one for 1.5 million. You know, I've only got slightly over 2 million credits, right? I'm not going to blow it all on something like that, right? I'm gonna try and get as many cars as I possibly can out of this, right? Really? Fuck, well, I'll take it. You know, I'm gonna buy as many Ferraris as I can reasonably afford, as many Porsches as I can reasonably afford, right? And then we'll see what else is out there. Autodromo. But yeah, I find like my life has changed so much with this new job, which it wasn't that bad during COVID. Not that COVID's over, but it's kind of gone away a little bit, enough so that things are kind of a little more normal. When I started this job, I was always working, you know, 10:30 to 6:30 or 11 to 7, which was a change because I've been so used to 9 to 5s in my life, right? Like that's, it's funny, like ever since I was a kid, you know, even school was, you know, 9 to 3 or whatever, or 8:30 to 3 or whatever, you know, whatever the hell. I honestly don't remember, but that's always been my life, right? Like I'm that 8 to 4, 9 to 5 kind of range, right? And so the 11 to 7, it was a change, but it was still okay because, you know, I'd get home at night and I'd still have time, not necessarily to eat dinner with my family, but to still be around at night and do stuff with them and stuff, right? At least have a couple hours, you know, before James went to bed and stuff. We'd be able to play a few games, do whatever, watch some shows, you know, go out in the backyard, play ball, hockey, whatever, you know. But now that I'm on this, now that things have normalized a bit and I've got my permanent status now, I'm on a regular type of run and I'm 3 to 11. Actually, I'm 3 to 11:30 because I'm doing a split between 2 schools, which fucking sucks. But now it's funny because, like, I don't see James at all, other than, you know, half an hour, 40 minutes in the morning before he goes to school. But, you know, he's getting ready, right? It's not like we spend any, you know, substantial time or quality time together, right? So it's really, I've really had a struggle adjusting to that, you know. It's been a real hard time, you know, adjusting to that. And then we had friends down this weekend for the first time in a long time, and we actually, they came down on Saturday afternoon and they met us at James's ball hockey game to watch that. And when they pulled in, me and my wife were standing in the parking lot waiting for them, kind of talking and stuff, right? And they made the comment, they told us after, like in the car, like, knowing my new schedule and stuff like that, they were like, do you think this is the first time they've seen each other all week? You know, because, whoa, that was even worse? What the fuck? Oh, I had a penalty. But I didn't have a penalty in the first one when I went way out on... That's bizarre. Alright. You know, because, you know, I'm gone, you know, at 2:30 in the afternoon to head to work. Right? And then don't get home until after midnight because I'm 40 minutes away from home too at the second school, which fucking sucks. And then my wife works, you know, more of an 8 to 4, 9 to 5 sort of thing. But she also goes to the gym early in the morning, so she's up at like 3 in the morning to go, you know. So like we just never... What? Why am I getting a penalty? You know, so she's she's up and gone at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, whatever it is when she leaves the house, so I don't see her because I'm asleep. And there it is. Give me that gold, bitch. You know, and then I'm gone probably an hour, 2 hours, whatever, before she gets home, right? And it's like, fuck. So, like, I see her sleeping when I get home, but that's about it, right? So, but yeah, it's just kind of weird, the whole, such a significant change in your lifestyle, in your family life, right? Which, I mean, I love being home during the day when it's light out, you know, I can go outside and do stuff if I choose to, which I was doing more of earlier in September, but now the pool's closed and it's getting colder and stuff, so I still go out and read and have a beer or whatever, but, you know, that's coming to a close. In the wintertime, I won't fucking go out at all, because cold and snow sucks. It's great when you're a kid. It sucks when you're an adult. You know, but it's just been such a crazy shift in my lifestyle, and I've had a real struggle adjusting to it, and I don't like it, you know. I really don't like it. But it is what it is, and I have to deal with it, right? And the chances of ever getting a day shift, it's going to be years before I could get back onto that, just because of the way the whole custodial world kind of works. But I did apply for a job that had an 11 to 7 regular permanent kind of shift. But I didn't get it because I'm so new, I had no seniority, right? So I'm sure there's lots of people that were like 11 to 7, fuck yeah, right? So I didn't get it, but I've applied to some other ones that are 3 to 11, but they're not a split, so you're at one school all night. Which saves me the half hour of wasted time of traveling between the two schools, which they add to your shift. It's not built in. So, you know, right now I'm basically working 8.5 hours, you know, whereas if I get into one school on a straight 8 shift, I'm only working 8. So right there, that saves me a half an hour out of my day of wasted time, right? Which will be huge, you know. And then if I get closer to home too, and not 40 minutes away, then that's another big savings in time, right? I'll have to leave the house later to get to work. I'll be home earlier, right? So, oh my God, I almost had it. Let's try it one more time. Right, so it's, so at least that'll be better. And my nights doing the job will probably be easier because I think they build in more kind of extra time into a straight 8-hour shift for you to do extras and have a little extra time available in case something happens than they do 4-hour shifts. Like my 2 4-hour shifts are both jam-packed right to the gills. Like I'm done right at the end of the night on each run, right? Like you don't have any extra time. So if something happens, like so far at the one school, at the first school it's worse than the second because I actually work with somebody else at the second school and they're kind of more in charge. If something happens in the school, if somebody comes in, whatever, they more deal with that. I don't really deal with it. I just go do my run clean. But at the first school, it's like, if something happens during the day and I'm left with something extra to do, like earlier this week, or no, last week, sorry, I had to test the fire system, right? I didn't have time for that, you know? So I ended up not getting the floors done. I had to leave it for the, you know, my coworker to do in the morning, right? Like, because there's just no time, you know? I had to wait on hold on phone just to get through to the security company to take us offline before I even did the fire test for 15-20 minutes, right? Right there goes my floor cleaning, you know? Can't get that done, right? So, you know, and right at the start of school, because they redid the fire alarm system and the security system over the summer, and they're redoing the doors for swipe cards and stuff. Like, so I had to let, a couple nights in a row, I had to let contractors in, and the one night take the security system offline so they could work. And the next night, one of the door guys came in, so I had to show them around, show them where all the electrical panels were, right? And it just this waste of time, right, that I had to deal with. That just fucked my night, right? So being on these 4-hour split runs just sucks. You know, you're busting your balls all night just to get out on time, just to get everything done and get out on time, right? So it'll be, you know, it'll be better for my lifestyle to be on a straight 8 out of school, and it'll also be better for my actual work life, right? Which they're both equally important. So, but it's just, what a fucking nuisance, right? Like, oh, it's just been such big changes, you know, and I don't deal with change that well. I've actually gotten better as I've gotten older, which is weird, you know, because people, you know, it's usually the train of thought is that, you know, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, right? Like, people get more resistant to change as they get older. And, you know, younger people are a little more open to change and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of funny. I've actually gotten a little easier going in that regard, right? Which is nice, I guess, but it's been a real nuisance and pain in the ass, and something that's been real tricky to deal with emotionally, right? Like, it's funny, you know, I'm used to coming home at a regular time, you know, having dinner, cleaning up, and having me and James, you know, when I used to work 9 to 5, like, get home, have dinner, clean up, you know, and then we've got, you know, 3 hours to do, you know, whatever, right? Play games, do whatever. So now, not even seeing him during the day, other than half an hour in the morning when he's getting ready for school, like, it's just been brutal, you know. Like, it's just such a change, you know. Such an unwelcome one, you know. Like, I understand it's what I have to do, and it's a good job, right? But it's really throwing a big monkey wrench into my life. So, but you know, after COVID and everything, right? It's like, well, at least I have a job, and a better job than I had, right? Like, so, I mean, you got to look at the glass half full, or at least try to, right? Such a weird time the last couple of years, like, when you think back on everything, right? Like, just such a weird time. You know, in a way, I wish COVID had never happened, right? Like, for me, it got me, you know, forced me to get into a better job, right? Which is a good thing, but overall, you know, it's caused such pandemonium, you know, killed so many people, got our country even more into debt, you know, just totally fucked so many things. You know, but, you know, when it gets like that, you at least got to look at the positives, right? And for me, it's even though I don't like my hours right now, it's gotten me into a better job that's going to be way better for me in the long run, right? And I'll always have memories of that first summer, when the outbreak first happened, because I was, you know, I was off for 8 months with the government paying my way, which I'm not a leech. I would never go on EI just to milk the system, right? Like, I'm a hard worker and stuff like that, and I have a really good work ethic, and I'm a good worker. Like, I'm easy to get along with and all that. Like, but given the circumstances, right? Like, you know, I used to work in the travel industry. There's, you know, it was fucked, right? Like, there's no chance it was coming back anytime soon, and it still hasn't really, for the most part. You know, so I was just And I started applying for jobs a month after I got laid off. Like, I got laid off right at the end of March, and by the end of April I was sending out resumes, and you know, so it wasn't like I just waited and waited, whatever, right? Like, I was on top of it, right? So, but those 8 months were just fucking glorious, you know, because it was a really nice summer. The weather was amazing, you know, so my buddy Simon and his daughters, usually only one at a time, would come over in the afternoon to the pool. We'd have a couple beers, swim, you know, that sort of thing. And, you know, James and me, you know, we were home all day, and we would just play games, go swimming, play ball hockey in the backyard, go race our RC cars somewhere, right? Like, it was just awesome. We were doing artwork, you know. You saw, like, in my videos of my artwork, like, I just got so much stuff done. You know, it was, you're just free to do whatever the fuck you wanted each and every day for 8 months, right? Like, and I think that was a good thing about COVID too, is that a lot of people got a real reality check about, fuck, you know, there's so much focus on work and on running your ass off every weekend, going to see everybody, taking your kids to this, that, the other fucking thing, right? COVID forced everybody to slow down, stop, take a break. And I think a lot of people, maybe the majority, were like, fuck, I like this, right? Why do we run ourselves ragged all the time? Why is there such a focus on work and career? And that's all what everything's about. That's you're defined by it, right? In which I never have been. I've never felt I need to define myself by what I do, because that's not what's important in my life, you know. It's a means to earn a living. And I care about my job and I want to do a great job, but I don't, like, when I leave work and I leave it there, and you know what, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't, you know, work is what it is. It's a means to make a living, and I do it well, but that's it, you know. So it really forced people to, I think, you know, re-examine their priorities and stuff, and being home with their family. I think, you know, you kind of realize, like, hey, it's nice to spend time together and not always be fucking racing out the door and everybody's stressed and yelling at each other. We gotta eat at McDonald's because we gotta fucking go, right? You know, like, it really, I think it really woke a lot of people up to what's most important in life, right? And I'm assuming doubly so for people who lost people because of it, right? Like, all of a sudden this pandemic hits and this fucking person dies in your family who you never expect to, right? And they go, Jesus Christ, right? Like, you know, so I think that is one positive thing to have come out of the pandemic, is that, you know, a re-examination of priorities, right? Like, that wasn't really anything I really had an issue with, because I've always been like that. I don't want to fucking run my ass off during the weekend, going everywhere, doing everything. I want to be home, you know. I want to only be doing things with our closest friends and our family. I don't want to go here and do that stupid thing, and, you know, and you waste 3 hours driving in the car, you know, throughout the day just to go to this, you know, like, no. You know, I just want to do what we all love, you know, and spend time together, and not run our asses off just for the sake of saying we went and did this, right? Like, and so many people I've talked to some other custodians, a lot who have kids in sports, right? And they're like, oh my God, I almost hope my son doesn't make his hockey team this year, right? Because I do not miss driving his ass around and being in the rink 3 or 4 nights a week, and, you know, eating on the fly and all the money you have to spend on it, right? You know, which is all legit, right? Like, so I think it's been really interesting, this whole thing. But it's nice that, you know, we're kind of hopefully on the verge of climbing out of it, right? Like, you never know. Fuck, it could. I don't know. What are we on now? The fifth wave? Whatever the fuck. I don't even pay attention anymore. I don't watch the news anymore at all for anything. I'm so sick of everything being doom and gloom and this and that and the other thing, right? Like, it's just like, fuck this, you know? Now, I've never been a news watcher, right? I watch sports highlights, that's about it. But the odd time I might even check internet news just to see what the hell is going on. But I don't even do that anymore. I just don't give a fuck, you know? Everything's just so negative in the world anymore, and it's just disaster after fucking incident after goddamn pandemic. You know, it's like, I don't want to know. You know, I just don't give a shit anymore, you know? I don't want this depressing bit of news to, you know, bring me down today, right? Because it just seems that there's so few good stories anymore, right? Or there are out there, but maybe they don't give a shit about that. You know, misery or whatever catastrophe sells better than happy feel-good story, right? Like, which I could totally see being true, right? Which is just another reason to not trust news sources, right? Like, oh, for fuck's sake. Right, so. Anyways, I've been talking a lot today, but I'm in that kind of mood. But that's my 2 cents on that fucking stupid issue. But yeah, anyways, the 3 to 11:30 of the shift has, I mean, being home during the day, like, I'm making really good progress on my games, right? I want to kind of stop playing just... I also read a lot during the day, and you know, been watching some of the shows I've had building up that I've never really had time to watch. You know, getting through some of them as well, so it's been good for, you know, allowing me to, you know, focus on games and shows and books that I want to, you know, consume and stuff like that. But still, if I had my choice, I'd be back on a day shift without a question. Even if it's 11 to 7, that's good enough, right? I mean, ideally I'd like 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. That's kind of the money shot right there, right? But I'll take 11 to 7. It just at least gives me 2 or 3 hours at night to at least spend with my family and my son, right? Like, that's all I'm looking for, right? Just some time during the day, some significant time during the day to spend together, right? But just weird. So weird. Life is weird. All right, that's all for today, but let's go see what kind of cars I get. What should we give me? Don't I get them for completing those too, though? I got a new car from completing Kyoto, right? Didn't I? Ooh, look at that. Is that a Citroen? I might already have that. Oh, if I already have that, man. Don't I get cars for completing? I thought I got a car for completing Kyoto the first time. Huh. Didn't I? I have to watch that video and... Maybe I'm wrong. I'm kind of befuddled by that, but... Citroen. Oh, okay, I had a different one. Grade 3, that's grade 4. Okay, 599 and 394. Okay, yeah, so they are different. Good. Didn't want to get a repeat car, right? Oh, I don't even have enough, unless there's some new rims. Let's go check. Oh, I like both of those. Oh, there's a new rim. Excellent. At least I can get something, right? At all. Yep. Well, that is all for today. That's some good progress. I'm having a good day. Let's keep her rolling. Maybe I'll go out and finish my book in the backyard right now. Anyways, peace.